What is up, y'all? Welcome back. 500 Bushwhacker time. They love this thing. What's up, y'all? Welcome back. 500 Bushwhacker time. We haven't had this thing out for a while, and that is a shame. We need to have a little bit of fun right now. We've been saving up some Arizona tea jugs, a couple kitty litter jugs. We put some dye in some bottles. We've done this before with the rifle, I believe. I think it was the rifle, but we like to see how many water jugs we can go ahead and nail and get all the way through with certain ammunition for the 500 Bushwhacker. Today we're using a 612 grain, I believe. Yep, 612 grain hardcast Bengal bullet loaded full tilt. We're going to send it out of this 7.5-inch Bushwhacker. It's more like 10 inches with this big, huge break on it, but 7.5 inches of usable barrel length. We're going to see if we can get through all of these jugs. Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 Arizona iced tea jugs, 2 kitty litter jugs, and then we're backed up by a piece of 2x10 that has not been shot up yet, and a piece of cinder block that hasn't been shattered yet. So if we can make it through all that, then we'll end up at the backstop somewhere, but I don't think we're coming out of that. You never know, though. This thing is a beast. For those that don't know, the 500 Bushwhacker is a creation of TII Armory. This is the ultimate in 50 caliber, in my opinion. It's basically a really stretched out 500 Magnum. You take a 500 Magnum BFR and some other BFRs, and then TII Armory gets a hold of them. They install this huge muzzle brake. They do some other work to them, including reaming out the cylinder, changing sights, strengthening this and that as far as grip screws and whatnot. And then they load up these monster cartridges that look like missiles, and you can fire something that utilizes the entire length of that cylinder that comes on those big, huge BFRs. This thing absolutely crushes the 500 Magnum and really smacks the 460 Magnum at the same time. We usually like to shoot lightweight bullets out of this because the muzzle brake handles them really well. They're kind of pleasurable to shoot, and they still are very effective. They get very fast. However, you can shoot the heavy stuff. This is a 612 grain hardcast solid, and this thing is going to make the gun jump a little bit. You don't find these very often loaded up for this because they're just not really the most efficient. But like I said, we can do it. They've got a lot of power behind them, and let's do it. I'm interested to see how many jugs that a hardcast can get through, and I'm interested to see how much deformation we get as we're going through, and I'm also interested to see if we get a bunch of deflection. If we can make it straight through, that'll be really cool. And as a bonus, we get to see the flame-throwing monster that is the 500 Bushwhacker as it sends this round all the way downrange. Get ready for a show. It's always good. All right, we are about 15 feet off of all of our targets. I have a Garmin set up. I'm not sure if it'll catch it. It'll be really cool if it does, but no baloney. Let's go right to shooting, and I have to get into a weird stretch position to hit it straight, but here we go. There goes half the backstop and a lot of jugs. We did not catch it, no surprise, but let's go take a look. All right, we seem to have a slight little waterfall situation going on. We needed to clean the table anyway. Let's take a walk around, camera guys, see what we see. We're doing this in live time. We've got a few jugs knocked around for sure. Not sure exactly where that bullet ended up. Definitely went through, we didn't go through this last one. So somewhere in here, we have to start looking for a bullet. All right, and trying to figure out what happened here, we ended up clipping a little bit to the left. My fault, not the best shot. And then it tracked a little bit left. So we got through, I believe, 1, 2, 3 jugs, and then 4, 5. We were tracking left, 6, 7, and then it didn't quite make it into the 8th. So we went a little bit left of the 8th, and actually I found one little fragment down there. Here's the only piece we have that I've been able to find, and that's kind of interesting that the bullet actually shredded itself. I wouldn't think it would have, but it's got a little bit of purple paint left over on it. I know that's from a fresh strike, and yeah, there you go. That's what I can find. I don't see any fresh strikes in the backstop, so I can't find it in there either. And that's the only one of those that I had loaded up. So I'll get more of those loaded up. In the meantime, though, I have something extra cool loaded up that we'll go ahead and hit these remaining 7 or 8 jugs with. All right, what I have here for you is a Black Talon loaded into the 500 Magnum. It's a platinum tip that I've hand loaded 400 grains. Holy crap, this thing's gonna explode some jugs. Let's go for it. All right, you ready, camera guy?
Yep.
All right, here we go. I think this will be a water show for sure. Wow, that might have broke the chronograph. That rattled my teeth. Let's go see that downrange. Wow. That had to look pretty cool on camera, because like I said, that about rattled my teeth out of my mouth. That's a pretty good hand load right there, and that had to have a really good effect on the jug for slow motion. It's not going to go through as much penetration, of course. It's designed to just completely come apart. That bullet right there is not meant for those velocities, and yeah, that thing is just going to completely grenade, throw things everywhere. There's not going to be anything left of that bullet to look for or find. I'm going to try anyway for you guys. All right, well, that was interesting. Here we go. I found a tiny little fragment. That's what a lot of this is going to do, is just completely shred itself. I found up here in the backboard, I found a piece just sitting right there. That's a thin little piece of jacket, but I did find a bigger piece. These are the talons that thing is going to come apart and look like. That's what I call the Black Talon, because it really is the platinum tip. Those are some sharp edges. That whole jacket came off. That's a very, very thick jacket too. The rest of the bullet, I have no idea where it is. I think we made it through 4 jugs total. Not really important. This is kind of just for fun and just for show. These things, again, are not rated for this kind of velocity whatsoever, but it did pack one heck of a punch. And I'm usually smart enough to keep my teeth clenched when I shoot that gun. I forgot that time. That's why I said that rattled me pretty good. Should have been a good show. Hope you enjoyed that. We'll be back. We'll do plenty of other projectiles in water jugs. I gotta slow down on the iced tea though. That stuff's not good for you. We got the other BFR out here right now we're making videos and shorts with. The BFR in 444 Marlin. That one's pretty awesome too. Stay tuned. Make sure you hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. Thank you for watching this video. Hope to see you at the next video. And until then, stay safe, have fun, and keep shooting big bore, huge revolvers.